So today we are going to discuss looping statement, right? So last class we discussed the flow control statements. So there we have done a decision making, there we have done a if else and the switch case and the limitations there in a if else and the switch case, right? So today we are going to discuss looping statements. Before going to the looping statement, so let me tell a few things about a looping. Okay, so looping is nothing but it's a control structure. Okay, so that is going to enable a set of line for a end time. Okay, so we are supposed to be executed repeated lines. Okay, for an end time that is comes under a looping. Okay, so for looping we'll be having a three major part. One is a initialization of a looping element and condition how many times I need to iterate, and the last one is initialization, that is increment and decrement. Okay, so if you are not having increment and decrement, the loop may not have an idea when it is going to be in. Even you have a condition, it is not going to have any update, then it will be in the confusion when I supposed to going to end. Okay, so this three part is very much important when we are going for the looping statement. So looping statement, we have a major two classification. One is an entry control loop, another one is an exit control loop, right? So entry control is comes under while and for. Okay, so do while is nothing but exit controls. Let me go ahead with a simple example. So while is nothing but when entering the gate itself, we'll be checking the condition. So if you are entering into the college, you will be having a condition like first day you will be coming, so you don't know what is actually a college people also doesn't have idea who you are. So first time you will be initializing, right? So that is called admission. So if you are admitted, if you are coming next day, you will be availed with your ID card, then you will be directly entering. So that is your condition. So that is, so well, you will be entering into the college. So if ID card is there, the gate security will allow you. If not, you are supposed to go back to your home. Okay. So you were entered and you will be doing all the college activity, right? So that is your looping statement. Inside a college, you will be doing action, and the next day you will be coming. That is called incrementation, right? So again, you will be coming with the ID card and you will be doing the college process, right? So this will be continued till the end of your course. Okay, so this is called your while, that is entry control. While entering a college, you will be having a condition ID card. So if you are allowed with your ID card, then you will be coming and inside a loop and you will be doing the operation, right? So this is entry control. So exit control is nothing but if you are going to any shop or hotel. Okay, so you guys have to go inside a shop or hotel and you will be purchasing something and you will be having something if in case of hotel. So while exiting out, okay, so you have entered into inside a hotel. So while entering itself, the none of the hotel people or a shopping complex people is going to check whether you have a money or not, right? So after purchasing, after having your food only, you will be coming with your bill. So that time if you are checking your wallet is not there, then that case you are going to be uh, I mean, cast as a thief or whatever it is, a person. Okay, so that you will be finding that person. That is condition. Once your process is over, you enter into the mall or hotel. You have done the eating as well as the shopping process. After that, if you're not allowed to go, if you're not paying your amount, right? So that is once your operation is done, you while exiting, you will be having a condition, right? If next day you will be coming to the same going to the same shopping complex or anything, the people has to have already known you because yesterday you went, right? So that time they will be asking a money because one time you have done the process, next time you will be going, then you will be checked while entering itself, right? So that is called exit control. Once our process is over, after that only you will be checking the condition, right? So for loop is also called as a entry control, but here it is having a one more important name for the for loop, right? So this is called also called as a counter control loop. Okay, so counter control loop is nothing but, so take an example, ticket counter. Okay, so ticket counter, the in charge will be there, right? So the queue is going to be start in the first end where is actually a ticket counter, and the people entering also happen in the same line, and they'll be checking a money the people is having or not, that will be checked in that same end, right? Initialization, people entering, condition checking, money is there not, and increment decrement, that is also happening in the same end. Okay, so after got your ticket, you are supposed supposed to move, right? So this is also called as a counter control loop. When you're going for the placement, right, they'll be having a question like write a program using a counter control loop. So that time you're supposed to be aware of it. Okay, so I hope you guys got the idea about what is actually looping. Let me go ahead with the basic syntax of a looping, and let me go ahead with the placement question also, right? First is for loop, right? So for loop, again, a loop is going to have a three part. First part is initialization. So I have done the initialization inside a for loop. First part is the initialization. Second part is the condition. So I need to iterate how many times, right? So and the third part is the increment decrement. So all three happen in the same line. That is why it is called as a counter control loop, right? So now I'll be going with the process. So how it is actually done. So initialization happened only once in a program. So a equal to 0. So checking the condition 0 less than 4, yes, true. So coming inside here, and you will be printing the value first 0. So after completing a loop statement, you will be going back here a plus plus, that is incrementation operation. After completing incrementation operation, you will be going with the condition. So a plus 1 equal to 1. So you'll get a 1 less than 4. So you'll be going inside here and you'll be printing as 1. Okay. So next you'll be incrementing the value 2, 2 less than 4. Likewise, it goes till 2, 3. So when we reaches 4, what will happen? 4 less than 4. So that case fails. So it will be come out of the loop. So similar to the if statement, here also this for loop is going to have a extension for only one line, because each and every statement is going to be end with a semicolon, right? For example, initialization, condition, increment or decrement. So you'll be having a semicolon at the end, or else if you are going with the any declaration part, int a equal to 5. Okay, so what will happen? So this is going to be end with a semicolon. So similar way, each and every looping statement also is going to be end when the termination resets. So when the termination resets, at the end of next line you will be having a semicolon, right? So this will be having scope for the only one line. Okay, everyone clear? So you're supposed to go with the semicolon till the, I mean the for loop end with the semicolon, right? So now I have a scope. Then if if I'll be having a two set of statement inside it, then I'll be going with the scope. If I'm haven't have mentioned any scope, what you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to go ahead with the two statement what actually inside a loop. Okay, I mean inside a main function. So the extension is going to be available only for the one single line, right? So this program is going to give a output. So this is sixth day Java C for dot Java. So this is not having any error. My class name is LWD. So Java LWD class. So this class is not defined because the last and D is be there. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So till the 4 reaches, it is going to be incremental, right? So suppose similar to the if statement, suppose it is going to end up with a semicolon, right? So let me go ahead with the set of statement. Then you guys will get a better idea. Suppose I just have a one more system.out.a. So let me go ahead with without semicolon. After that, we'll go ahead with the semicolon. Okay. So two SOP statement is going to give, sorry. Yeah. So here what actually happened, this A scope is going to have within side this for loop. If I'm coming out of this for loop, what will happen? This A is unknown to the loop, right? So that case, what you are supposed to do, this int A, right? That you have to mention outside of the for loop, because that A value should be common to the method variable, right? That is local variable. So this is inside again a scope, that is another local. So local inside a local. So this is only valid till the for loop ends, right? So if suppose you have mentioned outside of the for loop int a, then what will happen? This int a will be valid till the main loop is going to be end. Okay, so that's what happened here. So you got the output error is a not found exception in the seventh line. So seventh line, what happened here, a is there, but this a previously what happened, we have mentioned inside a for loop. So that case what will happen, this a is not introduced, so you'll be finding an error, a is not visible to you. Okay, so that's it. So now let me go ahead with the execute on same program, Java LWD. So we'll be having 0 to 4. So last time what will happen? It ends with the loop value, but this time outside of the loop, the updated value. So outside of the loop, what is the value here? Outside of the loop, when loop is going to be terminated, when a reaches 4. So 4 less than 4, that time this condition not satisfied. So come out of the loop and you will be printing a value as 4, right? So now let me go ahead with the semicolon concept. So this is very important concept when we are going for the placement, right? So I have ended with a semicolon, right? So this case, what will happen? Let me pause my video to just find the answer. Okay. So here what will happen, similar to if condition, here also for is going to be an empty for. So you have a for condition again. So I mean for looping iteration, initialization start and condition. After checking your condition, you're supposed to go inside it, but what happened, it will be end with a semicolon. So this case, so here itself the at reaching a for loop fails. That condition when happens, when it is going to happen, a equal to 4, right? So this is going to be iterate a value till a 4. So initialization happen, condition 0 less than 4 true. So this will not go to the loop statement, this will increment it here. So a plus plus 1, 1 less than 4 true, again 2, 2 less than 4 true, 3 less than 4 true, 4 less than 4 false. So it will come out of the loop. And this scope, right, this is actually a dummy scope, this is not required at all. Okay, if you mention also, that is not comes under this for loop. So this is going to print a value 4 again. You'll be repeating the process. So what will happen, you'll be printing again. So this is also prints a 4. Okay, so this is how it works. First what will happen, initialization condition, and it will not go to the inside of the for loop because it's end with semicolon. Again incrementation continue, 1 less than 4, 2 less than 4, 3 less than 4 true, again 4 less than 4 false. So it will come out of the for loop and it will increment the value is a 4. So 4 will be printed twice. Okay, so this is how it will be printed. Okay, so let me go with the limitations of a